I want to talk to you guys a little bit about Thrive Fantasy right now. Thrive Fantasy, our sponsor over here, they're hosting a $25 MLB tournament tonight. So far, there are only 9 of 110 entries in this, so a ton of overlay here, which is a good thing. And, Thrive's basically running – the way they are is they give you 10 prop bets. You have to pick 5 out of those 10, and they grade each one of them, kind of like it is with the money lines and everything, where the overs are going to be worth a little more on some of them. The unders are going to be worth a little more, depending on what's more likely to come out right here. So with 9 of 110 entries in here right now, I don't know if this is going to fill. There's definitely going to be some overlay. And when we're playing tournaments, we like overlay because that's basically free money going in our pocket and a much easier chance for us to win. So one thing I always like to do is look at the K props that Frank puts out over on, Elite Sports Betting. They have a K prop on Justin Verlander of 8.5 today, and the under is 115. Frank, you got it listed at 6.9 on the strikeout page. So if I'm going to be getting above 100 to take the under on Verlander, and I basically got it at like 1.5 Ks off from what you're projecting, to me, that's a no-brainer as one of the ones everybody should be using out there today, right?
Yeah, I was actually surprised to see that as well. Seeing Verlander so low, despite being, obviously one of the better strikeout guys in the league. And I think a lot of that's just a lot of people just don't look at the other side of the coin. A lot of people just see Verlander and they don't look at who he's pitching against, right? So there's almost certainly going to be reduced workload for him as well because he's battling some kind of, injuries every now and again early in the season, obviously. But typically, he's pitching in Seattle, which stinks, obviously. But a lot of times these horrible lineups, they stink because they don't hit home runs, right? And typically those guys also don't strike out. So he's going to go up against a handful of lefties that just don't really strike out much. And, too many times I think people look at, just one pitcher and be like, oh, this guy regularly gets 10 strikeouts, but we don't really look at who he's, it would be like evaluating a quarterback without looking at the defense, right? So, Seattle's just not a team that really strikes out that much. So that's why it's so low. But yeah, if it's 8.5, it's definitely worth the play.
All right, so Austin, I want to pick your brain about the other one that I like here, all right? We're getting Mike Trout, hits, runs, and RBIs over 1.5 at even money. I will take that no matter who the pitcher is, but I think they're going up against Oakland today. I think it's Frankie Montas is pitching for Oakland. Am I wrong?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs together for Mike Trout. He's going to go yard in the first inning, and that's going to be over for us. So is there any reason not to play this one, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, Montas, to my projections, is solid. It's not like he's your typical opening day starter where you might be facing, say, like a Verlander or something like that. So there is something there. Trout now has, a little bit better of a lineup this year too. So you might see a little bit more, maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, I would not want to be on the other side of that. We'll say I wouldn't want to be taking the under on that side with that, with those odds. So I think that's a pretty good bet. Like you said, with a home run, you win, all that. I just think that there's a good way that he's going to get it. The A's bullpen is pretty solid, so hopefully he gets it early because they have one of the best bullpens in the game, but I think that's probably a pretty good bet.
Yeah, and hopefully he gets it early just so I don't have to keep watching that game until 1 in the morning.
Go to bed.
Try to get a little bit of sleep. I stayed up last night to watch the end of the Dodgers game, so I got a bag from the guys here today. So any of you guys that are interested, remember, go over to Thrive Fantasy, use promo code ELITE. They're running a $25 tournament today that has 110 entries to be in it, and right now there's only 9 in there. So I definitely think this thing's going to overlay. Overlay is one of the easiest ways to get, to get some free money for you.